Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Corinne. I'm with the OCE. I use she, her, hers pronouns. And today we are interviewing some executive board members to talk about their roles and their experiences. So without further ado, I'll toss it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for creating this space. My name is Ranulfo. I use he, him, his pronouns. My major is in creative writing and a minor in education and social justice. And I'm currently serving as the elected official for the ASWW Vice President for Diversity. Um, my initial drive for deciding to run for this position was my passion for advocating, my passion to advocate for students. Um, I'm a lot of my work is centered within social justice and education. So um, those were the two initial driving points for me to run for this elected position. I wanted to, one, center a lot of my work within social justice and advocating for the wide range of diverse voices at WW, um, and also providing platforms for education and educating students about diverse identities and the intersection points of each of them. Next question. What advice would I have for someone running? I think I think my biggest hesitation when I first ran was the fear of running. So I would, as an advice, I'd just say run, just throw your name in the pot and give it your all. If you have a really, if your passion is within advocacy and um, student affairs, then your passion will shine through and students will see that. And um, so yeah, so my advice would be just go for it. um, what is, um, the relationship with the executive board is it's been a tricky one this year, only because we've entered this virtual realm of learning and interacting and being in leadership through this virtual realm of things. So I think a lot of this interaction with the executive board has been um, outcomes of learning and how we can navigate via Teams, via Zoom. So that's kind of been my relationship with the executive board, and skills that I've developed in this role is just acknowledging the power of my voice, acknowledging the power of my experiences, and acknowledging the power within me and what one voice can do for the thousands of folks on campus, and how rewarding it is to be in spaces where you're advocating for the students at WW. What were your goals moving into the position? What have you been able to do? Okay, so my goals were, shoot, such a long time ago, but I think it was like one of them was advocating for shoot, actually I don't even remember my goals. A lot of this work during this position is hearing the student voices and seeing what they need, and then working from there. Um, and with that, uh, I've been I've been giving it my all and putting a lot of my heart into supporting the efforts of the BSO demands and the BSO organization, and supporting in any capacity that I can to move forward their agenda within their demands. I've also been advocating for our most vulnerable students on at WW during this pandemic, who have been undocumented students who don't who haven't received any funds up till recently. So a lot of advocating for the students of the undocumented community, and also just advocating for students who are having a really hard time being isolated and are having not sure the language, but like having a hard time with their mental health and their well-being. So a lot of advocacy for mental health resources and with collaborations with the counseling center and wellness. Um, that's been a lot of my work thus far within this position. I've also been thinking about transforming um, this position as the AS Vice President for Diversity and creating an advisory group to this position, because often for the longest time, the AS Vice President for Diversity has been tasked to do the work of diversity, equity, inclusion, and retention. And we can't ask one single individual to do all of this work, intensive work, for the university and for the organization. So currently right now I'm working on creating an advisory group to this position. So then this position, for the future holder of this position, would be supported in moving these efforts of equity, inclusion, diversity, and retention, which is really daunting on one individual. I'm also working on a racial equity core committee that would be a group of AS student leaders of respected offices that be working towards equity and justice um, within a predominantly white organization such as the Associated Students. And I'm still working on those two simultaneously, and then hopefully have them, if not most of the work done, so the next VP for diversity can pick that work up, or if not done for that next person in this role. So yeah, so if anything, I definitely would put out a call to the students at WW to pick up and run for this position and all the other positions within the executive board, because this work is one very rewarding, and two, if your passion is within advocacy, then you will really thrive within these positions on the executive board.